Hey bitches, I'm back. And I've got some friends along this time. They'll have their own segments at the end, and where to find them will be in the description. Anyways, Sonic 3 Knuckles was actually split up into two separate games because of a McDonald's promo. Sonic 3, which came out in the early half of 1994, and Sonic & Knuckles, which came out in the latter half. This game is also notorious for having legal issues because professional kid diddler Michael Jackson did the OST. Well, 4 songs. But still. But yeah. Grab yourself a snack and a glass of orange juice and try not to read to the screen, cause here we go! Sonic and Tails arrive on this new island, and as a welcome mat, newcomer Knuckles the Echidna punches the super out of Super Sonic and takes the Chaos Emeralds. The whole level is your standard first 2D Sonic level fare. That is until Eggman comes in and bombs the joint. The Act 1 boss is Fire Breath. It scorches the island and makes it look like California after a gender reveal party. He's extremely easy, especially with the Fire Shield. The Act 2 boss is Eggman and the Egg Scorcher Mark III. Again, fairly easy, just bop him a few times. Is it Hydrocity or Hydrocity? Whatever. Sonic and Tails don't care as they're too worried about falling to this underwater temple after Nipples the Enchilada pressed a switch to destroy the bridge holding Chronic and fails. It's honestly the best 2D water level the 2D games got. The Act 1 boss is the Big Shaker, a super batting that's attached to a pole and spins around, making big currents in the water. He's fairly easy, just bop him until he's weak. The Act 2 boss is the Egg Vortex. Eggman pilots this beast and drops bombs to make water tornadoes for Sonic to bounce off of and a platform on respectively. Use them to bop Eggman. If I had a nickel for every time a Sonic level had marble in the name, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Anyways, the level's fine. The Act 1 boss is Tunnelbot. This little fucker digs in the ceiling, letting spikes and shit rain down on you. The Act 2 boss is Eggman and the Egg Drillster Mark II. Instead of being a car, it's the Eggmobile with a drill on it. The ground crumbles and Tails carries you to the sky to have a showdown with the Eggman. Just leap out of Tails' grasp and bop Eggman, and don't worry about falling. Tails will catch you. Eggman's crazy-ass and sometimes annoying carnival. A home of the dreaded Barrel of Doom, which, I'm sorry, but if you ever got stuck on this, you're retarded. You literally have to move your control stick / D-pad up and down. Up and down! Anyways, the Act 1 boss is a bowling spin. He lets out a spiky top that bounces around, and your job is to hit him so he becomes vulnerable to the top. The Act 2 boss is the Egg Graviton. Eggman drops his gumball, and to pick it up, he uses some electrical wave that pulls you in. Bop him when he's lowered. Sonic snowboards down a mountain for the first time as Hard Times by the Jetsons plays in the background. The Act 1 boss is Big Istis. It moves around the screen, shoving its balls in your face. The Act 2 boss is the Egg Froster. Eggman lets out this platform from the Eggmobile that you're going to step on to attack him, but be warned that it freezes you. Sonic and Tails get out of the snowy mountain and into Eggman's new base. He uses it for rocket launching. The Act 1 boss is the Twin Hammer, a circle that has 2 maces that spin around. Hit him at the opening. The Act 2 boss is a 3-course meal. The first course is the Egg Cannon. Eggman sits on this cliff that's too high to reach normally, so use a door that comes up. But watch out for those balls. The second course is the Egg Rocket. Eggman flies around in this cylinder. Bop him to destroy parts of it. After that is the final course, the Big Arm. Eggman flies around in a spiky mobile with 4 Ela arms. Try to hit him at the not spiky parts. We begin the Sonic & Knuckles portion with Mushroom Hill Zone. Bounce from mushroom to mushroom as you rush through the fungus-infested forest. The Act 1 boss is Hey-Ho, a lumberjack-looking motherfucker who cuts down the trees and uses them as projectiles. Kill him. The Act 2 boss is the Egg Scrambler. Destroy his satellite to begin chase. Jump and duck over the spike walls and bop him around a bit. Now, if you know me, you know that I love airship levels. Or just levels that take place in a moving vehicle. Sonic zooms inside and outside Eggman's flying fortress. The Act 1 boss is Capsule. It looks like a normal capsule at first, but then it sprouts spike balls and shows its eyes. Bait the spike balls by standing on the switch and move out of the way before it can hit you. The Act 2 boss is the Egg Hanger. Eggman dangles under you in his mech. If you get between his spiked hands, he puts out fire. Hit him when he swings. Ugh, Sandopolis. It's rough, coarse, and it gets everywhere. The Act 1 boss is the Guardian. He's pretty easy, just keep knocking him until he lands into the quicksand. The Act 2 boss is the Egg Golem. No, not that one. Perfect! Anyways, it's simple. Hit the Golem to reveal the Eggman, then bop the Eggman before he makes the master plan. Run through the lava-infested core of Angel Island. The Act 1 boss is Heat Arms. Two tentacles try to reenact hentai with Sonic, but he isn't consenting, so he destroys them. Then this FNAF endoskeleton-looking motherfucker comes in and tries to squash you. Beat it to the punch. The Act 2 boss is the Egg Inferno. An orb with spikes half submerged in lava. It shoots spike balls that go down a lava fall, and you're supposed to jump out of their way so they can hit the Eggman. Alright, so Hidden Palace sees Sonic and Tails running through the Forgotten Palace of the Master Emerald. The boss is Knuckles the motherfucking Echidna. He spin dashes and glides all over the place, only stopping when you knock some sense into him. Team Sonic walks into the Emerald Shrine just in time to see Eggman take the Master Emerald. Knuckles tries to stop him, but Eggman fucking murders him and flies away. Knuckles gets up and helps Sonic and Tails to Sky Sanctuary, a floating palace in the clouds. The boss is Mecha Sonic Mark II, a revamp of the one from Sonic 2. And an actual threat this time. I mean, just look at what it did in Super Mario Bros. Z. He spin dashes and throws shit at you like a fucking boss. Sonic and Tails must zoom through Eggman's brand new base. The Act 1 boss is Red Eye, a pole that attacks you with spike balls and lasers, which attaches from the wall as the second phase. If you're supersonic, then there's no problem, but if you aren't,
boy, you're in a heap of trouble.
The Act 2 boss is the Death Egg Robot Mark II. It's a lot bigger than the OG. You first start by destroying its fingers, then you want to damage its core right before it does a laser attack. Right after it's destroyed, you chase Eggman, who's carrying the Master Emerald, which leads to... Sonic powers up into a super form for the first ever supersonic boss fight, and I must say, it starts off with a bang. While this fight isn't as great as ones that'll come later, it's still so fucking cool. Supersonic chases down Eggman in space, tearing down any robot Eggman pilots. Once Eggman's defeated, Sonic grabs the Master Emerald and flies back to Angel Island, putting it back in the shrine, letting the island rise up into the clouds, ending Sonic 3 Knuckles. The music slaps, like hard. The composers this time were Howard Dawson, Yoshiaki Kashima, and the legendary Jun Senoue. A name you'll see a lot going forward. Oh, and this name I don't think you've heard of. It was pretty niche. This dude named Michael Jackson, which he's the reason why this game barely gets re-released. It's basically the same gameplay as all the other classic games. Only now, each act has a boss. A mini-boss and a main boss. Nothing much else to note. Oh, the special stages are the iconic blue balls, spheres. You run around this big ball trying to collect blue ones while avoiding the red ones. Okay, so I feel like we should start off this segment with the original songs for Carnival Night, Ice Cap and Launch Base. Basically, before Michael Jackson got signed to the project, they made completely different songs for the levels he made tracks for. They were in the November 1993 prototype, but we never knew of their existence until the PC version of Sonic 3 Knuckles from 1996, where they made MIDI versions of the songs from the game, along with the proto tracks. And in 2019, the November 1983 prototype got leaked, showing us the songs we thought were exclusive to the PC port for the longest time. There's also a different opening. Instead of jumping off the tornado and zooming to Angel Island to Supersonic, he's surfing to Angel Island.
So unlike the previous two games, this game actually has an opening cutscene. Wow. I mean, I guess Sonic CD does, but whatever. The event of this game takes place directly after Sonic 2. Sonic decides to take like a little joyride with the newly acquired Chaos Emerald. He goes along the water, he goes along the land, and then boom, what happens? Boom! He gets punched! Bro gets the shit punched out of him. This mysterious red little guy just punches the Chaos Emerald out of Sonic, like, oh my god. And then he just steals him. He just steals him. That little piece of shit. What the fuck, man? I just got here. And yeah, you go around the first... Just cut that part out. So yes, the name of the first zone is Angel Island Zone, which also happens to be the entire island you're on, if that makes any sense. It's pretty similar in style to Green Hill Zone and Emerald Hill Zone, you know, grassy areas and stuff. But once you get to the end, you'll realize this giant ball guy sets the entire fucking island on fire. What the fuck? And at the end of the zone, first act, you'll realize that this game actually has bosses at the end of each act, which is pretty cool, but also can be annoying in some places. You beat the shit out of him, and then boom, you're done the first level. Act 2 is more of the same. Everything's on fire. Big spooky, oh my god. Near the end of the act, you'll get chased down by this giant ship, dropping bombs on you. If you just keep holding right, you'll be fine. Unless you're Tails. The boss of this act is fairly tricky. Like, not the hardest thing in the world, but if you don't know what the hell you're doing, then it can be difficult. There's actually this exploit that if you get Tails, like when Eggman first appears, Tails stuck on the left side of the screen just keeps hitting him, and if he hits him enough times, free boss fight. Cool. Once you hit the floating animal capsule, the mysterious red echidna will come back, and he just the floor under you just disappears, and then you're dead. Well, you're not dead. Next zone. So yeah, that's about it for me. Follow my Twitter account. I might post art there if I feel like it. I also have a main channel, but I rarely post anything meaningful there anymore. Follow my second channel, Luigi Mario 21. I kind of post there. Post FNF stuff over there.
FNF? Ew! Ew!
Shut the fuck up, tall boy.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
And now, the ramblings of a madman.
Big Arms, the sole justification for Generations 3A's existence. A fun boss fight, and a great way to end the first half of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, with a boss team that isn't necessarily good, like what the heck? Anyway, that is my 2 cents. Peace.
Yeah, so that's Sonic 3 Knuckles. Probably the best classic game, although that's not really saying much. Subscribe so I can pay for pain meds for my wife. Gunshot wounds are a pain to get over. I also have a Twitter at Bingus_6, a Tumblr at Bingus_Goblin, and a Discord server. The link to that, and along with all my friends' shit, will be in the description. And with that, I gotta go. I got a cousin to take revenge on.
Sorry. Am I late? Anyways, I really like Sonic 3.